Ah yes, March Madness, the ultimate show of just give us a shot.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
As underdog team after underdog teams take a stab at destroying your bracket like sniffing glue destroys brain cells.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
Ah yes, we are setting out to trigger all participating 68 team fan bases in this year's bracket. Get out your red ink and prepare to be upset. Win 'em, baby. So we are going to need a few rules for this roasting exercise. Since there are so many teams, your squad might only get one jab. And for you tournament bullies out there, you might get a little extra. We're going by region and lowest seed to highest. Let's go. The Midwest region. UPenn. Oh, an Ivy League team? Can't wait to see all the backdoor cuts and bounce passes my eyes can handle. Iona. The last time you were in the dance was in 2001 when you lost by a point to Ole Miss. And what is a Gale anyways? You had back-to-back first-round wins in 2005 and 2006, and now you're going to be slaughtered by Michigan State in the first round like a cow being turned into jerky. College of Charleston. It's been 19 years since your last bid, but in between there, Bobby Cremins coached you to respectability before he retired because he was too tired of maintaining that haircut. New Mexico State, our entry from the WAC conference, the less than athletic conference. Neil McCarthy didn't fuck y'all up or anything. You know, that old academic scandal in the late 90s. The first four, Arizona State. The last time you made it to the Sweet 16, you cheated. Syracuse, I don't know what it is, but Jim Boeheim's breath probably smells like rank marinating shit in a toilet. Maybe it's the air he puts on about being above reproach, though he seemed to be perfectly fine using ineligible players for nearly a decade. Oh, that's the smell on his breath? Bullshit. Oh yeah, and Butler did this to you in 2010. Oklahoma. Okay, first thing, you shouldn't even be here anyways. And 30 years ago, you were heavily favored when you lost to Danny Manning and the Jayhawks. NC State. What have you done since that accidental heave went in the bucket besides fire Jimmy V? You should have beaten St. Louis that year too. Messed up my damn bracket. Seton Hall. Once proud Seton Hall is now on a streak of 2 straight first round exits. Oh, and let's not forget Gerald Green fouling Ramil Robinson with 3 seconds left in overtime. And you will never be that close again to winning it all. Rhode Island. How about that embarrassing loss in 1993 to the Tar Heels in the second round? 112-67. TCU. Jamie Dixon, though a good coach, looks like he just stepped out of a wind tunnel. Your last win in the dance was 30 years ago. Clemson. Not much history here other than the fact you almost beat number 1 seed Minnesota in 1997, but in 4 straight appearances you have been upset by double-digit seeds. The old at-large bid should have been given to a real team, yet somehow you get it. Auburn. Bruce Pearl legit looks like he fell asleep in a tanning bed every day of his life. Michigan State University. Middle Tennessee State. Duke. Let's just name a few here. South Carolina, Mercer, Lehigh, VCU. Oh, and I hope Grayson Allen gets tripped and then teabagged. And Kansas, probably one of the most victimized Giants in the history of the tournament. Kansas is definitely one of the ugly sisters getting mad jelly when Cindy walks by with those glass slippers on. Here are my personal faves. Got beat by your neighbor, Wichita State. Ali Farouk Manesh, anyone? Bradley and Bucknell in back-to-back years, Rhode Island in 1998, and VCU in a game VCU had no business winning. The Western Bracket. North Carolina Central University. At 19 and 15, you are legit one of the worst teams in this dance. Your appearance in this tournament will be about as celebrated as a dump that you don't have to wipe on. Actually, that's a pretty big deal. Texas Southern. 7 appearances in the dance, 6 blowouts. It is good to see Mike Davis, a guy who once coached for a chance at the ship, lead you to a sub 500 record and an ass whipping. Lipscomb. Lipscomb, that's the name of this university. That's all I got. Congrats on your first bid and first L in the dance. Montana, way to go on ending a 22-year drought. Now return back to hunting bison and ranching, which is essentially staring at land. UNC Greensboro. Wes Miller has led this team to success, but up until now, the only basketball Greensboro has been known for was the ACC tournament, which they used to host. South Dakota State. The Jackrabbits. You better hope you don't win, or someone is going to snatch up your coach, TJ Otzelberger. That's how the big schools roll. San Diego State. Having the former architect of the Fab Five and inappropriate gifts to Chris Webber lead you to several 30-win seasons, only to see you blow it in later rounds to powerhouses like UConn, Arizona, Duke, and Florida Gulf Coast has to hurt. Providence. I just wanted to say God sham God. And if you're a Providence fan, you remember that time Austin Crochet got called for a foul when he didn't even touch a guy. Florida State. Remember this play?
Oh.
Missouri. Does Norfolk State ring a bell? Oh, and coast to coast, baby. Texas A&M. Mark Turgeon left you because he was upset with the fan base. What a bitch. Houston. You had Clyde Drexler and Akeem Olajuwon, and you lost in back-to-back national championship games. And since those runs 34 years ago, you have 0 tournament wins. Ohio State. Remember when Kansas completed that comeback on you in 2012? Gonzaga. Oh, that year you were a top seed, but lost in the second round to Wichita State. Oh, and remember last year when you lost to goddamn UNC? Michigan. Hold up. Timeout. UNC. Every time you lose to Duke, and this shot ought to trigger you. And let's not forget Darvin Ham. Xavier. Will this be the year that you finally put it together and get to the Final Four? Every time I pick you, you seem to lose. And every time I don't pick you, you seem to win. Try not to choke like you always do. The Eastern Regional. Long Island University. 6 appearances in the dance, 6 L's. Radford. Glad you could take a break from all the partying and your Valtrex regimen to play some hoops. Cal State Fullerton. Happy breaking the 10-year anniversary of not making the tourney. Stephen F. Austin. Man, you should have beat Notre Dame in 2016. It's the ones that got away from you that suck the most. Marshall. Your last entry into the dance 32 years ago was vacated due to some gifts and stuff being handed out. Maybe the reason they are back in is because they started cheating again like everyone else. Murray State. Quick, guess where Murray State is? It's in Kentucky. That's it. That's all I got. St. Bonaventures. The Bonnies. Hey, nice name. Catholic school in New York. Okay, so next. UCLA. I bet you could really use that extra ball, brother, right about now. Okay, that shouldn't trigger you at all, but I had to mention, just why were y'all in China? Why were you even in this tourney and not the NIT? Oh, snap. And that time you lost to Princeton. Butler. It sucks that every time you watch this clip, the ball doesn't go in the hoop. Fuck Duke basketball. Alabama. I know this has nothing to do with basketball, but
New York this morning.
Virginia Tech. Buzz Williams got you an at-large bid, something you probably didn't deserve, but hey, it must hurt to be second fiddle to UVA in something. Arkansas. It was ugly how it ended with Nolan Richardson, wasn't it? Pun intended. Florida. Man, you used to be a basketball powerhouse. I thought you guys were going to be the next Duke. Oh wait, Donovan changed his mind. For real this time. West Virginia. Bob Huggins, the Marty Schottenheimer of college basketball. You know what I think is terrible about his history of first round exits? Is that it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Wichita State. Okay, y'all's name is the Shockers. And that's like naming a team the Cleveland Steamers. You've had some big upsets, but they number in the single digits, or maybe 2 digits, and a third in the stink. Texas Tech. Bobby Knight quit on you during the season and handed you off to his kid, and that worked out so well for you. Purdue, Little Rock, Stanford, Georgia, Duke, Texas, K-State, and VCU. Villanova. Wisconsin entered your title defense real quick. And how'd you let NC State do that to you when you were also a number 1? And how long until Jay Wright makes the jump to the NBA? Clock is ticking. and the South region. UMBC, the Retrievers, how aptly named because y'all are going to be put down in the first round like Old Yeller. Oh, sorry, spoiler alert. Georgia State. Was Georgia State even a college a few years ago? Where are these people coming from? Do y'all pay your fans to show up? Wright State. Okay, quick, where is Wright State? It's in Ohio. Enjoy your first round exit. Buffalo. The Buffalo Bulls. Sounds a lot like the Bills. You might actually be competitive in this tourney. Please win a game. I want to see how they celebrate up there. Davidson. You were so close to pulling off maybe the biggest upset in the history of college basketball, but Steph Curry and company let him off the hook. That hurts. Loyola Chicago. Okay, so this school legit won a ship in 1963, and they will never win one again. Texas. Hey Shaka, thanks for leaving like Art Modell in the middle of the night. For what? For this to happen? Karma is a bitch. K-State, you lost to LaSalle. Butler when you had a good squad. Tulane, that's a good one. Oh yeah, and you lost 31 straight to KU, and I bet Rock Chalk gets under your skin. Creighton. Does Warren Buffett own you guys or something? Decent program, but you'll never get to a Final Four. Nevada. Quick, where is Nevada? Oh, wait, it's in Las Vegas. You don't have many memorable moments, and neither do I, apparently.
Smoke weed every day.
Miami. I think the height of your program is when you had the smoothest of the smooth Constantine Popa holding it down in the middle. Probably your worst loss was to a number 10 Purdue in 1999, or that beatdown Villanova gave you in 2016. Kentucky. First of all, your Wikipedia page reads like a recruiting ad. Y'all acting hard like you've never been upset. You curiously left Bill Gillespie off of there too. Wisconsin took care of you in 2015. UAB handled business in 2004. Gardner Webb dropped you in 2007. The refs had it out for you in 1997 versus Arizona. And though I hate this shot, you'll probably never forget it. Arizona. Oh, Wisconsin had it out for people in 2014, beating y'all in a thriller. The rematch in 2015 didn't go so well for you either. Let me just cover you losing to a Canadian kid from Santa Clara when you were a 2 seed in 1993. And this year, your coach, who looks like Bobby Moynihan from SNL, said he's never knowingly committed a violation. Real convincing, bro. Tennessee, speaking of violations, Bruce Pearl got the Vols in some hot water too. Isn't it amazing how you can cheat the system and still get work in college basketball? Anyways, that loss to Wichita State in 2006 should hurt plenty. Cincinnati. Bob Huggins led you back to relevance, and despite stacked team after stacked team, you often found yourself the victim of an early exit. Mississippi State, Iowa State in a weird finish, West Virginia the following year. Like this. Tulsa, 8th seeded UCLA, no wonder Huggins drank. This is your highest seed since 2002. Don't blow it. UVA, and now to our number 1 overall seed, the Cavaliers of Virginia, the squad that plays the equivalent of hockey's neutral zone trap. Maybe one of the most boring teams ever, the Virginia Cavaliers. How did you lose to goddamn Syracuse in 2016? And your last 2 appearances against Florida in the dance, you averaged 43 points per game in both losses. But Tony Bennett, he'll get this team over the hump. At least that's what I'm picking in my bracket. Sorry for the jinx. Love, a VCU alumni. Well, there you have it. Like I mentioned before, FanDuel is running a mega bracket pick'em, and you don't even need to be close to perfect to win some serious Skrilla. All you gotta do is pick 5 teams whose seeds add up to 20. You get points every time one of your team wins a game, and the farther they get, the more cash you can win. And even better, the seed of your team has their win points multiplied by their corresponding seed. Score 400 points to win a prize. Score 2,500 and you split 20 grand. And if you get first place, you win a cool $5,000. Hot damn. Oh, and guess what? If you follow my link below and register, your entry into the dance is absolutely free. Where is the risk in that? Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, on 5 Points Vids, and you made it to the end of this video. Now comment below on how salty you are.